invocation prayers that we do generally and the Bhagavatam ones. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guraho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha रूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम् श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा 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 हरे हरे। We offer our obeisances and respects to ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, जिनकी वजह से we have access to all of this immense knowledge that nobody else has told us. This truth, the absolute truth, nobody else has shown to us. There are many practitioners, many sampradayas, like there are other sampradayas in which you'll see the masses going to the temples. They'll be very devout. But they're not fully practicing it, studying it like we are, right? Because the other sampradayas think कि जो temple में आ रहे हैं जो actually अपनी dedicate कर रहे हैं life, and कुछ लोग हैं जो पूरी life dedicate करेंगे, उनको हम पूरा कुछ बताएंगे, but ये जो masses आ रहा है इनको हम नहीं बता सकते, which is also true. Not everyone will take spirituality, not everyone will take Krishna consciousness, but our sampradaya is different in the sense that we try and educate as much as possible, right? Education is our main business. Education, then practicing it, that is our main business, right? अगर आप किसी इस्कॉन टेम्पल जाते हो, इस्कॉन टेम्पल और अदर टेम्पल्स में क्या डिफरेंस है कि अगर जब आप इस्कॉन टेम्पल आते हो तो there's always a person who is going to be thrusting a book in your face कि book ले लो take a book right? And there's always going to be some enthusiastic devotee doing that. And there's going to be morning may, if you see, there's going to be class that is happening. Evening may, if you go again, but there'll be class that is happening. This is education. That it's not just darshan, right? It is not just darshan that is happening. It is not just yagyas. It is not just all of that is happening. It is education that is being focused upon. कोई अगर disciple भी बनता है उससे पहले what do people say, that you have to do your IDC, you have to do a course. After doing your course, you there are so many courses. There's Bhakti Shastri, then there is Bhakti Vaibhav, then there is Bhakti Vedanta, then there is Bhakti Sarvabhaum. So all of these things are there. I don't know how many will I ever be able to do in my life. But for example, people, acharyas like Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, he is leading by example. He's done Bhakti Shastri. I don't know why. He didn't need to, but he did Bhakti Shastri. Then he did Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Vedanta. He's done. I think he's already done, or he's doing Bhakti Sarvabhauma. Why is he doing this? He doesn't need to do this. He knows everything. He might be the one who's actually saying the pass a fail. He's the one setting all the curriculum and everything, right? But he's doing it because he wants to lead by example. He wants to show that this is how we do. When devotees come to ISKCON, sometimes they say, no, no, I don't know, I don't read. Like I don't have any interest in reading. Hota hai na, like reading is not everybody general life may not everybody reads. Like some people don't read. But in ISKCON, when you come, that you have to read. It is part of your sadhana, right? Reading, hearing, and then practicing, and then sharing it with others. This is your life. This is all of our lives, right? तो हमारे life का purpose है ये, and it's beautiful. I think कितना इतना beautiful जो purpose है. um, नहीं तो मैं क्या purpose लेके आता जिंदगी में? What purpose do I have in life? I can say that I have to take care of my family. Nice, it's a nice purpose. Some might say I have to make it big in my life. Very nice, good. I have to take care of my parents. All these are nice purposes in life. Yeah, great purposes in life, right? But they will not give me the ultimate happiness. आई विल डू समथिंग. मैंने कर लिया, ये मैंने पेरेंट्स का टेक केयर कर लिया, बच्चों को पढ़ा लिया, आई हैव मेड अ लॉट ऑफ मनी, आई डिड दिस, आई डिड एवरीथिंग. खत्म हो गई लाइफ. I'm at the end of life, I can say, even if I can basically say that I have no regrets in life. I have had a very nice full life. Great, very nice. But what, sir, will happen to you next life? What will happen to you next life? Again you'll go back to zero. You have to find your purpose again. You have to do the same. Why are you doing this? Why can't this question ever come into my head, that what is the purpose of my purpose? Like I did everything, I like took care of, but what next? What is the whole point? Ye maine kar to diya, but kyun kiya? Why did I do this? There has to be some thing, higher thing, in which it connects to, contributes to, and really makes sense. Has to be if I took care of my kids, if I took care of my parents, if I did all my material duties, I got very successful in my material life, then what to do with all of this? But this question usually doesn't come in our heads, but it should, and it should make us feel there has to be something in which all of this will feed into. किसी कहीं को तो connect होगा ना ये all of this. So that is where bhakti comes in, that if I actually I'm doing all of this, and I'm doing this as a service to the Lord, then it becomes complete. Completion तब आता है, नहीं तो incomplete है. ठीक है, कर लिया, then what is that? What are you going to do with it? You did very nice, बहुत अच्छा किया तुमने life में, you got an A grade in life, but now what? When you go to the next life, where will you start again? You're going to start with zero. You're going to do the same thing again. You're going to do the same thing again. And in each life, you don't know if you're actually going to get the conducive environment कि आप इसको successfully कर भी पाओ, कि इस life में कर लिया, you have had no regrets, you have a happy life. You say कि no, if someone asks you in deathbed पे कि would you have done something differently? No, I'm very happy. I've done a very content life. बस मैं अब मर जाऊंगा. बट हमको खुद को क्वेश्चन आना चाहिए, मैं अब मर जाऊंगा का क्या मतलब है? मैंने अपना लाइफ बहुत अच्छे लिए, मैं मर जाऊंगा का क्या मतलब है? What does that mean? Does that mean खत्म हो गई, like your existence will go? That is where our ignorance is.
Lot of times, people are just not. I mean, I've seen the rational thinkers also. They are not able to think beyond.
Yeah.
Because they just believe that who knows, just
who knows, yeah,
about the next life, whether it's there or not, or
yeah,
that stuff. Like today morning only, I was listening to some podcast which has some element of spirituality,
yeah,
and different theories also, along with the in the material world which are there. So that's when they were trying. So from material theory, they were trying to figure out the
spiritual
spirituality.
duty.
So they were saying that. So they were talking about that. It was basically a Maslow's,
Yeah.
that different at different point in time you have different needs.
Yeah.
And that's when towards the end, when you are out of that we call as the safety, the basic.
Correct. The basics are done, then you start.
Then you go ahead with the Atma Sakshatkar and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So this is one way of thinking of people, and I think that's when they get stuck. Another thing is that people are not able to think beyond this life.
Yeah, no, it is definitely true. Basic needs are definitely important. If you don't have your basic needs, it's very difficult. It's not impossible. People do that. Poor people also become bhaktas. Poor people also do devotion. It's not like they don't, but it's very difficult for sure, 100%. So that is agreed upon. Second, you were saying ki people can't think beyond. They can't think beyond. But if you can't think beyond, then it doesn't make sense. You're a rational person. If someone asks you like you can't think beyond कि आपने क्या क्या किया, क्यों किया, ये क्यों किया, आपने बच्चों के लिए बहुत सब कुछ कर लिया तो मर जाएगा. Like why do you take a term insurance? You're gonna die.
The rationalities, they say, okay, what will happen there, because they are my responsibility.
Your responsibility, but if you didn't take your responsibility, what will happen? You'll anyway die, right? If you don't take your responsibility, what will happen? Why are you taking the responsibility? You enjoy, no. तो आप उनका टेक केयर क्यों कर रहे हो? Why are you taking care of them when you know that you're gonna die? ठीक है, that becomes too extreme and too abstract. Maybe सामने दिख रहे हैं, and that is where our short-sightedness, वो हमारा myopia है, right? Because हमको क्या जो सामने दिख रहा है ना, we want to do that, we want to keep doing that, but that basically means जो हमें नहीं दिख रहा है, I don't believe in it, I don't accept it, I don't prepare for it, and that is anyway stupid. Even in material life. Even in material life, that's stupid, right? If you're doing your savings, why are you doing your savings? Because there's going to be a rainy day. You can say कि अरे future किसने देखा है? Maybe I don't have a rainy day. Why should I save? I should enjoy right now. Who has seen the future? Maybe I don't live till I'm 80 years old. Why should I take a health insurance? It does. Definitely faith comes in the picture.
What is the first step to faith for a non-devotee?
First step to faith, actually first step to learning is only faith. Learning anything, first step to learning anything is to understand that there has to be faith, and for faith to come in, even initial faith to come in, there is some introspection needed.
So that's not good because everyone's so busy.
Yeah.
They're busy with work.
Correct.
Today is party.
Correct. And introspection, that's why Yudhishthir, when the Yaksha asked Yudhishthir Maharaj that what is the most bewildering thing? Most bewildering thing. He said what? He said कि जो लोग हर दिन मरते हैं, लोग हर दिन मरते हैं, but yet everybody is living as if उनका कोई मरण नहीं है, right? This is where it starts. The only certain thing in our life, nothing else is certain. Only one thing is certain, that I'm going to die. I don't think about that only.
That has also become such a normal phenomena for us that we take birth, we die. It's such, I mean, no one gives a, earlier days, I remember, there used to be a period of 13 days or 15 days.
Yeah.
People will sit, they will,
think about it, yeah.
Quran and all, so that you kind of, it goes into your head, you
Yeah.
contemplate what happens after life, why
Yeah.
it is happening.
Yeah.
So these days, even that thought has become very casual in life.
Correct.
Birth ho raha hai, death ho rahi hai, it's so normal.
Correct.
People have no time, even, one day mein puri kriya kar
This
sakte
is
hain,
this is the reason why the biggest need in life is not to even before Bhagavatam or any of that. That's what Gita mein Krishna is saying. No, Gita, Krishna is coming, Arjuna is coming with a problem, but he is saying, ये सब छोड़ो. First, you listen to me about what you are. मरने की बात करते हैं. Let's talk about death. It's like when you're gonna die, you're still going to exist. That is something you think about. First thing that he tells anybody is that, right? तो ये जानना और ये सोचना इसके बारे में बहुत जरूरी है. Introspection and curiosity, fostering introspection and curiosity, an environment of introspection and curiosity in kids, in adults, in youth is very important, because as you become older, आप नहीं change होंगे. It's very difficult for you to change your, to change our वर्ल्ड व्यू once we become older. As जितना हम older होते रहेंगे, एक बूढ़े पर्सन को आप उनके व्यू चेंज करके दिखा दो, नहीं, छोटे छोटे चीज के बारे में चेंज करेंगे. उनको बोलो, अगर if a बूढ़ा person thinks that having fried things in the winter is amazing, कुछ नहीं होता उससे, उस बंदे को आप छुड़वा के दिखा दो ये बात. बहुत मुश्किल है। जो बोलेगा नहीं मैंने देखी है, आई हैव, मैंने बाल 2 महीने सफेद करे हैं फला, वी थिंक वी नो एवरीथिंग। इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट। वी आर ऑन दैट, वही ट्रैक पे हम, वी आर ऑन दैट ट्रैक ओनली। फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ आई एम 33, आई एम 33% हीट, राइट, कि मैं नहीं, ये सब है, मैं नहीं छोड़ूंगा ये, लाइक it's very difficult for me to change my views. Maybe if I had come into bhakti when I was 33, I wouldn't have taken it, because someone introduced it to me when I was 20. People, I maybe I was more open to it, and because I had a background, my parents had given me that sanskar and given me that background and given me that exposure to all of this, I maybe was more open to it. But it's very very difficult for an older person who has no exposure, नो एक्सपोजर, पहले का एक्सपोजर ही नहीं है। अरे आप भक्तों को these are bhaktas as in they're pious, God loving people, ठीक है, उनको आप जाके अगर उनकी लाइफ में, if they, especially with South Indians there, like I'm a South Indian, especially with South Indians, if you go and tell them that Krishna is the source of Vishnu, Vishnu is not the source of Krishna, just this one point, they are actually believers of Krishna, they worship Krishna, but just this one point they will not agree. They will not agree. You show them any amount of Bhagavatam दिखा,
ये तो सबसे बड़ा कॉन्फ्लिक्ट है।
yeah,
ये तो पूरे इंडिया में सबसे बड़ा कॉन्फ्लिक्ट
yeah,
ये है। वो तो कहते हैं ये तो तुम्हारे इस्कॉन में ये बनाया हुआ है,
yeah.
ये तो अलग ही तुमने किताबें लिख दी हैं, अलग ही तुमने वो लिख दिया है।
तो हाँ लिखी है हमने, भागवतम में संस्कृत में पढ़ लो, सेम चीज लिखी है।
ये तो सबसे बड़ा पॉइंट है
Yeah.
जो कि आपने बोला।
तो मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ कि ये
वो तो ब्रह्मा विष्णु उससे ऊपर का कुछ उनको,
भगवान के मानने वाले भी भगवान के बारे में कौन भगवान है इसमें अग्री नहीं कर पाएंगे। मानने वाले people won't be able to agree on this. Why?
सब अपने अपने भगवान को बड़ा करने में लगे हुए हैं। मतलब वो जो राम जी के, चलो ठीक है वो सब अब हमें समझ आती है क्योंकि अंडरस्टैंडिंग हमारी हुई है। वो यूँ कहते हैं कि हमारे मतलब ही इज द वन।
Yeah.
शिव जी वाले कह रहे हैं ही इज द वन। ये शिव जी का ना कोई अंत है ना कोई आदि है, सब उनकी पूजा में लगे। मतलब सारे ऐसे हो रहे हैं जैसे कि कोई कोई
कंपटीशन लगी हुई हो।
कांग्रेस और भाजपा की पार्टियां।
हाँ, और मुझे ये प्रूव करना है कि जिस पार्टी में मैं पहले से हूँ,
हाँ।
मैंने चुना नहीं है पार्टी, आई डिडंट चूज दिस पार्टी।
मैं तो मतलब मैं शिव जी का हूँ तो मैं शिव जी है, अरे है शिव जी, मैं मना थोड़ी ना कर रही, सुनो तो सुनना भी नहीं चाहता।
Yeah.
प्रभु
Because
तेरा दिमाग वो कर दिया है इसको।
because I'll tell you why. Because if something is based out of only sentiment and no philosophy, only sentiment. Actually, our beliefs should have sentiment, emotion plus philosophy. Both should be there. If there's just philosophy, no sentiment, then it becomes very dry. हाँ ये भी पता, ये भी पता. What am I applying? मैं heart ही नहीं डाल पा रहा हूँ उसमें. Yes, bro.
One thing, Shraddha, I think you're putting in something,
Yeah.
right? Either a rock concert,
Correct.
or some
Yeah.
some other thing. So Shraddha is there, but it's very
Yeah.
confused. So getting people to align with Shraddha
It's very
in
difficult. Yeah.
chapter 17, I think,
Yeah.
talked about the modes and the gunas.
Correct. Yeah.
So I think Guru Mataji was also saying that people are so busy with their week life.
Yeah.
Mode
So
of
they
passion is
no
so high.
time. Yeah. Yeah. It's very
How do we
difficult.
get people more aligned? And
Like I mean, there are many things which, because of which what Prabhupada has said is very very nice, that he first says 4 regulated principles, but again all of that needs a little faith, right? And for that a jolt needs to happen. A jolt in life needs to happen.
Everyone has his own time.
Of course they have their own time, but if a jolt happens, jolts happen in our life for this only. I am living a very comfortable life, busy life हो रही है मेरी, बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है मेरा. But if a big jolt happens in my life, something big, so I lose a closed one in my life, COVID happens, this happens, I lose my business, whatever happens, a big jolt happens, then first of all, again उसमें भी reaction अलग अलग हो सकते हैं. I can blame other people, I can do this, I can do that, but there's a that is one chance, opportunity for me to think कि भैया ये क्या हुआ, what happened, then I yeah.
Like your friend was so father.
Yeah.
you talk to her, she's become very spiritual, but she will not take to any practice because
Yeah.
her life is so busy.
Right.
And there are more people like that.
And there will the spectrum, Madhuri, it's always going to be a pyramid. Uh, it's always going to be a pyramid. This is how this material world will be always. This, right? And even this, there's a fourth layer also. This is where most of the world will. You understand, like सबसे नीचे जो है सबसे ज्यादा है. Volume is the max niches, right? So maximum people will be here where they don't want to do anything about it. Even in, but इसमें भी there's a spectrum. People who don't want to care, who are not unwilling to listen, who are not interested, who think they know, all of that will be there. And then there will be people that will be willing. These are people who accept that हाँ अच्छा लग रहा है, तुम जो बोल रहे हो बहुत अच्छी बात है, बहुत अच्छा है, मैं मान रहा हूँ, I understand everything that you're saying, I accept that you're saying everything, I support you, good for you, you do it. आप करो, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है मुझे, मैं जन्माष्टमी पे आऊंगा, फोटो खिंचवाने आऊंगा मैं जन्माष्टमी, I'll come. But that's also nice, like it's fine. ये spectrum है, they're here, that's how it is. And then there are people here, they're willing, they do something, they're very supportive. वो माला नहीं करेंगे, माला नहीं करेंगे, वो आएंगे कीर्तन में बैठेंगे, माला नहीं करेंगे. They will, if अगर कोई there is some food for life, they'll be very interested in food for life. They'll be like, हाँ, you're doing great things, I will also, मैं आपकी serving करूंगा. And there'll be people who organize, कुछ event organize होता है, they'll बहुत गस्टो से मैं सब कुछ आपका प्लानिंग सब कुछ करूंगा, स्टेज कैसे बनेगा, ये कैसे बनूंगा, सब कुछ प्लान करेंगे, right? They're well wishers of the society, they're well wishers. प्रभुपाद के टाइम में इस्कॉन जुहू जब बन रहा था, then there was this person, Mr. forgot his name, very big Punjabi man, right? बड़ा सा, बड़े से पंजाबी, देसी, बिल्कुल देसी person, big Punjabi man, I forget his name, very famous, he mentioned again and again in the books also. He was there, and वो माला वाला कुछ नहीं करते थे. But जो टेम्पल कंस्ट्रक्शन जुहू में जो टेम्पल कंस्ट्रक्शन था, वो टेम्पल कंस्ट्रक्शन में ही हेल्प so much Thapar, something name like that, Punjabi big man, okay, and he helped so much, like जो गुंडे आते थे, गुंडों को भगाने, गन लेके आते थे खुद गुंडों को भगाने के लिए, political कुछ करना था, some connections, all the work he did, and Prabhupada blessed him so much. He didn't initiate him, but he blessed him so much, right? That's here. यहाँ पे भी लोग होंगे जो सब कुछ आपको आप they will love what you're doing, they want to support you.
जैसे हमारे बीच में है लोग, they want to listen कीर्तन,
yeah,
but they are not liking the philosophy.
yeah, correct.
तो वो ये कहते, जब उनसे हम बात करते हैं तो वो कहते हैं कि हमें कीर्तन तक तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है, लेकिन ऐसे उठ के जाना हमें अच्छा नहीं लगता कि कीर्तन हो जाए और हम चले जाएं. तो मैं बुलाने के लिए, तुम ऐसे कर लो, कोई बात नहीं है, आपको जाना है आप चले जाना, एक दो बात सुन के ही चले जाना. तो बहुत सारे ऐसे भी लोग हैं जो सिर्फ कीर्तन तक करते हैं, मंदिर रोज मंदिर जाएंगे, डेली का मंदिर का भी है उनका, लेकिन they don't want to listen, they don't want to
get into the process of the
process में
they don't want to get into it.
मतलब अपने हिसाब से उनको चीजें फॉलो करनी है.
That's here, वो यहाँ पे है. And then there are people who are actually doing some things, they're trying to do, failing, trying, people like me, they're just here, right? And then there are people who are on the top, they're actually perfected, they're doing, following it diligently, right? But ये ऐसे ही रहेगा और ये चाहिए हमको. हम नहीं कह सकते कि हमें वही भक्त चाहिए जो इनिशिएटेड होंगे, नहीं कह सकते हम. Do we not need people like here? Do we not need people like here? We need everybody for the society to work, and this is how it's going to be. We have to be all welcome. We have to be, as B. Keshav Swami Maharaj says this, that we have to be all welcome. We have to be all welcome.
We can wish for them,
pray them, and help them in whatever way can. कीर्तन पसंद है, कोई बात, कीर्तन के लिए जब भी कीर्तन होगा, सिर्फ कीर्तन होगा ना, कि उनको भेजो कि ये कीर्तन हो रहा है, आप आओ, मैं जाऊंगी, मैं किसी किसी को सिर्फ जपा पसंद है, ऐसे भी लोग हैं जो कुछ नहीं करेंगे, सिर्फ जप करेंगे, राइट? देखो कॉल देम जप, व्हाट है, ठीक है, हम दोनों विष्णु और कृष्ण में, आपको विष्णु कृष्ण शिव में अनबन हो रही है ना, छोड़ दो। जहां देयर इज मिस अलाइनमेंट, लीव इट। वेयर इज अलाइनमेंट, वेयर इज द अलाइनमेंट? कीर्तन पसंद है, हाँ बहुत पसंद है, वृंदावन जाना पसंद है, बहुत पसंद, आ जाओ, कम। यू वांट, यू लाइक प्रसाद, you like prasad distribution, do that. Wherever we can add, wherever we can help some, because ultimately speaking, Krishna is taking care of it. I can't make someone a devotee. I can't make someone a devotee. And if Krishna's, I can only help them somehow be connected with Krishna's service. After that, Krishna will see that service and then do some magic in life. Krishna को क्या जाता है, like कभी ऐसे भी हुआ है कि कट्टर like atheists who are totally opposite, who are you know, there's many stories. One story is there where one book distributor was there and somewhere outside of India they were book distribution करते होते थे, तो एक वहाँ पे vegetable seller होता था, इंडिया के बाहर था, इंडिया के अंदर था, आई डोंट नो, इट्स अ फेमस स्टोरी। सो वेजिटेबल सेलर होता था, एंड दैट वेजिटेबल सेलर यूज्ड टू लुक एट दिस पर्सन, envy in the heart, in there envy की ये भगवत गीता बांट रहा है, ये कर रहे हो क्या, he is not bothering him in any way। एक दिन he started throwing tomatoes at sabzi wala, his like his tomatoes, he started throwing at him, he started throwing, the devotee is like, what's happening, why is this guy throwing, why are you throwing, I get out of here, this is my space, you're spoiling the mood, environment खराब कर रहे हो, ये वो ये, तो मारा। तो वापस गया वो devotee, बोले 2 दिन हुआ, 3 दिन का क्या करूं, तो अनदर डिवोटी गिव हिम एन आइडिया। तो अगले दिन गया, जो भी टमाटर फेंक रहा था वो कैच कर करके उसको इकट्ठा करने लगा, उसको कैच कर करके इकट्ठा करने लग गया उसको, एंड देन वो टेम्पल ले गया, टेम्पल में उसकी सब्जी बना दी, राइट, डिड ऑल ऑफ दिस, एंड ही करता गया, देन दिस गाय गॉट वेरी एंग्री कि हाउ कैन दिस गाय डू, मैं तो देखता हूँ उसको क्या करता क्या है मेरे सारे टमाटर का। तो जाता है, उसको देखते प्रसाद बना, हिज हार्ट ट्रांसफॉर्म्स, अगले दिन से ही गेट्स टोमेटो सब्जी एंड एवरीथिंग फॉर द टेम्पल, फॉर प्रसाद, फॉर फूड फॉर लाइफ। ऑपोजिट से, just because his tomatoes got used in service unintentionally, usko, he had no intention of giving his tomatoes for service for the Lord, but what does the Lord see? Lord sees that tomatoes have come, that person has given bring the heart transformation, make him a devotee बन गया devotee। It is, you know, one of my favorite things to do when someone किसी नए devotee से मिलके, my favorite things to do, how did they come to do Krishna consciousness, they are क्या क्या stories है लोगों के, people have such amazing stories। There's they used to do a series on this, the Chowpatty temple used to do a series on this, that how do I come to Krishna consciousness, अलग अलग devotees से जाके ना random temple में जाके पूछते थे कि आप कैसे आए, and then the whole clip was there, and आप सुन के देखो, आप आपको लगेगा ये क्या हो रहा है, मैजिक हो रहा है ये, या
सबसे इन्होंने पूछा कि आप
कैसे हैं, या
आप यहाँ से कैसे, सबसे पूछ रहे थे,
अच्छा,
मतलब उनको भी मतलब इंटरेस्ट होता है कि सब
कैसे आए, या कोई ये मैजिक है, इसमें हमें भगवान का हाथ दिखता है, we see the hand of God in this, right? So faith की बात हमने करी, all of this we spoke about, but yeah, faith, it's actually, if I think about myself, I still haven't been able to crack it. This is last one before we go into verses. I was following Srila Prabhupada. So in the West, you know, Western devotees are little, you know, कैसे हम टेक्नोलॉजी को यूज करके इन ऑल ऑफ दैट। सो प्रभुपाद थे, तो प्रभुपाद के पास गए, प्रभुपाद वी हैव दिस अमेजिंग साइकोमेट्रिक डिवाइस जिससे हम सबके यू नो पर्सनालिटीज को गेज कर सकते हैं, वी कैन गेज एंड वी कैन मेक अ प्रोफाइल आउट ऑफ इट एंड एवरीथिंग। सो नाउ वी व्हाट वी वांट टू डू इज वी वांट टू मेक अ प्रोफाइल of people who are most eligible and who are the most likely to become डिवोटीज। तो डिवोटीज का एक प्रोफाइल बनाएंगे हम कि सबसे लाइकली कौन, कैसा पर्सन होता है जो सबसे लाइकली होगा कृष्ण कॉन्शियसनेस में आने के लिए, सो दैट वी कैन गो टू देम एंड देन हमारी प्रोबेबिलिटी बढ़ेगी कि विल गो टू दोज पीपल ओनली, राइट? Prabhupada looked at them and Prabhupada like, this is not work, this will not work, there is no qualification, material qualification to become a devotee, right? Anybody can become a devotee. Anyone can become a devotee. So you can't make a profile out of it, because then you will be excluding other people, and you will be saying that other people will not become devotees. But तुम कौन होते बोलने वाले, कौन होते डिसाइड करने वाले कि other people are not qualified or not suitable to become devotees? ऐसा नहीं. This is not true. But obviously there is a, profile, and which is simple, soft-hearted people become devotees quickly.
लेकिन भगवान ने आई थिंक फोर्थ चैप्टर में बोला है कि कोई भी मतलब मांस खाने
कोई भी बन सकता है, या
डॉग ईटर,
anybody,
कोई भी बन सकता है.
yeah. And for preachers it is said that when we are neophyte devotees, we should not go to kattar atheists for preaching. Why? Because their conviction, we are neophyte devotees, our conviction in our paths and knowledge and everything is weaker than their conviction in their paths. They are more likely to convince us to become atheists than we are qualified to convince them. So neophyte devotees are I have been told that you go to those people who are soft-hearted, innocent people, who are already looking for God, right? And then you get them है कि ये देखो यहाँ पे होता है, you can get them here. Devotees में भी ये चलता है, like ये pyramid हम devotees में भी दिखा सकते हैं, like just devotees, like this is something that general public, but even in devotees, who do you think are there in the bottom? Who do you think in the bottom? No, we are there, but I'm just which type? What is the type?
Trying to seeking
potential devotees.
Who became devotee yesterday? I just bought my the dhoti kurta. I just put some tilak on, and now I am devotee, right? And they're the maximum because the number is higher, and they're the most vocal. वही सबसे ज्यादा दिखेंगे, वही सबसे ज्यादा आपको उनकी ही आवाज सबसे ज्यादा सुनेगी. They're the most vocal. Because why? Because they're very excited. They're very excited to do, tell, and everyone. But for to the outer world, when they see this, they see because they will encounter mostly only these people. क्योंकि सबसे बाहर होते हैं, सबसे बाहर ये लोग होते हैं जिनको कुछ सबसे कम आता है. Yeah. So even not even Kanishta Mati, they're just trying to just get into it. And people find them, and one of my friends, she was in the UK. She's like, I wanted to have some shanti in life, so I went to the ISKCON temple, and वहां मैं गई, तो वहां पे मुझे शांति तो मिली नहीं. सब इधर उधर कर रहे थे कुछ कुछ, एक जगह पे जोरों शोरों से वो मृदंग बजा रहे लोग ऐसे ऐसे. One devotee didn't leave me, only kept saying buy a book, buy a book, buy a book. I'm like, what is this? I came here to just sit and like शांति हो गई and all. She's a Sikh, so गुरुद्वारे में ऐसा होता है, like you just go. वहां पे भी पाठ होता है, right? But usually people don't sit for that. People जाके वो कुंड में के पास जाके they just said, okay, this is nice, this is very nice. I'm like, I told her that actually you went to the wrong place. We don't give shanti. Like हमारे पास शांति है ही नहीं, हमारी भक्ति है, शांति नहीं है हमारे पास. अब भक्ता will never be शांत, because शांत हमारे ना संप्रदाय में है, ना प्रभुपाद शांत बैठे कभी, ना हमारे आचार्य शांत बैठे, कभी नहीं बैठे. ऐसा कभी नहीं हुआ कि एक जगह पे बैठ के उन्होंने कुछ सिर्फ शांति से अपना, very rarely, like Haridas Thakur, only persons like him. Otherwise our sampradaya is all about activity, do. But problem is, in that activity sometimes you're represented a little misrepresented, because सबसे ज्यादा जो दिखते हैं बोलते हैं वो कौन है? जो enthusiastic. But in that devotees, they're deeper devotees. They speak lesser. They speak when it is required. You'll have to dig deep and really stay in the system to find them. Otherwise you'll just see the outer one. I'm like, I can't do this. Like ये इनके साथ तो नहीं होगा. बहुत सारे आज के जो स्वामी बने हैं, like spiritual masters, उन्होंने जब सबसे पहली बार devotees को देखा था, when they had first time seen devotees, I'm like, oh my God, I'll never want to be part of this group. And today they're spiritual masters. They're like, bedsheet wearing, crazy singing in the streets, giving out books in the streets. I can't do this. Like, that's what they thought of them. But that's how it is. That's our vocational hazard. हम इसका कुछ कर नहीं सकते. Otherwise we'll all be robots, right? हम किसको बोलोगे आप कि नहीं, don't wear तिलक, नहीं अभी तुम धोती मत पहनो, अब तुम अभी लायक नहीं हो उसके. You can't say that. Everybody is welcome.
This gives a belongingness also.
This gives the belongingness also, and this is the rite of passage that we all have to go through. All of us have been enthucultured sometime or the
First
other.
time that I saw Anunay Prabhu,
Yeah.
it was Priyasakha Prabhu, he was so much into, book design. What is so much that, Anushka Mata, she was
And
always
yeah,
itna kya hai, itna
he's still like that.
पढ़े हुए.
He's still
I
like
was
that.
very new. It was just first or second class of mine. And it's like, I just couldn't understand.
Yeah.
Why it is like,
Yeah, but yeah, that's how it is. Okay, let's take the verse quickly so that we
Because
can.
the airport we can do this.
Yeah, at Kochi also.
We try doing it every time.
Yeah, this time we can do it, bro. You can lead us. We'll come a little earlier. Yeah, we'll do that. Do it. Okay.
yes, yes.
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन इति नामने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशताय. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयत्मुदीरयेत्. नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय. So we were on which shloka you said? 23rd to 31st पे हम पूरी story पढ़ रहे थे, right?
Translation.
Yeah. Okay, 26th onward we'll read. अब तक क्या हुआ है कि he is basically said कि वो दासी पुत्र है, दासी पुत्र थे, and then उनके घर सारे जो भक्त हैं, भक्त आए थे, ऋषिगण. 5th chapter 26 श्लोक. सारे भक्तगण हैं, भक्तगण आए और भक्तगण चतुर्मास के टाइम 4 months of the rainy season they stayed. They stayed at Narad Muni's place. This is Canto 1, Chapter 5, text 25-26. So, and then 25th may we read that only once only, by their permission, I took the remnants of their food, and by doing so, all my sins were at once eradicated. We even sang a bhajan. The bhajan that I sang was Shodha Bhakata Charana Renu. So that was that. These bhajans are very, very nice. They give us the essence of all the Vedas in a very nice emotive format. Thus being engaged, I became purified in heart, and at that time, the very nature of the transcendentalist became attractive to me. So this is Narad Muni. Narad Muni, he had prasad only once. For him, only having prasad or remnants of the rishis, the bhaktas, was enough, because he's actually right now in the material realm. He has come as a dasi putra, but his actual siddha swarup is Narad Muni only, right? That's his siddha swarup, and he's actually a nitya siddha, or he's an eternal associate of the Lord. We are all not nitya siddhas. Do you know this? Do you understand this? हम सिद्ध भी जो होते हैं, सिद्धस as in perfected people, वैसी सिद्धि वाली सिद्ध नहीं, perfected people whoever has perfected their lives or become devotees, they've gone back to Godhead, right? उसमें भी अलग अलग categories होते हैं. And what are the different categories? One category is nitya siddhas, right? Nitya siddhas are those people who are eternal associates of the Lord. They just come here. For example, Srila Prabhupada came here, and Prabhupada is supposed to be a Nitya Siddha. He came here not because जैसे we are here because we are in this material body, हमारे कुछ कर्म है, हमारे कुछ conditionings है, हमारे कुछ ये सब है, तो उसकी वजह से we are here, right? But Prabhupada is not like that. When Prabhupada comes here, you can't say कि oh, Prabhupada is also like us. He became purified because Prabhupada is a Nitya Siddha. Right? These are eternal associates of the Lord. For example, when Krishna comes, Krishna also advents. His eternal associate advent before him. जो जिसने भी Krishna book पढ़ी हो, this is the first chapter in the Krishna book, where when Krishna tells Brahma ji, आप चिंता मत करो, मैं आऊंगा. But and all of you basically take a little tidbit there. Can I give it? It doesn't have anything to do with the verses today. छोटा सा, yeah. When ब्रह्मा जी को ये सारे बताया, when Krishna or Vishnu, Kshirodakshaya Vishnu gave that message to Brahma ji to relay to everybody else, that what is the message that he relayed? That I will, you asking me, you and because all the demigods, Mother Earth, all of you have come, that there's a lot of atrocities happening on Earth. You please come, right? So he's like, I'm scheduled to come. Krishna Avatar, I'm supposed to come. I'm scheduled to come. मैं आऊंगा. कहाँ आऊंगा ये भी बताया कि Yadu dynasty and Rishnis and this and that. So in that dynasty, you also, आप सभी अपने you take birth in different places. Relay this. So when Brahma ji को ये बताया गया था, what did Brahma ji say? What did he relay? As it is, he didn't relay. There was a small little change that he made. As it is आना चाहिए ना, as a guru, as it is आना चाहिए. He made a little change. Small change, very minor. मतलब it's not even minor गलती थी. क्या थी? उन्होंने क्या बोला? तुम सब लोग, सारे देवी देवता को क्या बोला? तुम सब, all of you take birth in the Vrishni family. He didn't apply it to himself. That seva was given to all of Brahma ji was also supposed to do it. Brahma ji thought, नहीं ये मेरे लिए नहीं है, it's for others. So what did he say? All of you. This is the reason, one of the reasons why Brahma ji was put into illusion. जब कृष्ण ने Brahma Vimohan Leela happens, when he doesn't recognize, he has gotten the message, but when Krishna is there, he doesn't recognize him as God. And he says, hey, how can this small kid be God? He steals all the gopas and all that. That Vimohan, he was put into that illusion because of this small aparadh. Not even aparadh, avagya. That Krishna told you also to go as the guru, but you did a small little. He thought कि ये मेरे लिए नहीं है, this is for, I have to just relate. I'm a messenger. It's not applicable to me. So this is supposed to be one little tidbit, that one of the reasons why he was put into that thing. Oh, you did avagya, you will forget me now. So we have to be very careful that Guru agar pragya nahi karni chahiye, otherwise we'll also be put into situations. Guru, actually, in today's life, I've seen that हम careful नहीं है, इसलिए gurus are very careful. The gurus are careful. Prabhupada was very careful. Right? There's a instance in following Srila Prabhupada where a brahmachari comes and a brahmachari keeps telling Prabhupada, I want to get married. Prabhupada, I want to get married. This is the girl. सब कुछ सेट कर लिया. ब्रह्मचारी ने खुद सब कुछ ही सेट करके वो प्रभुपाद के पास आ रहा है, saying, Prabhupada, I need your permission to get married. Prabhupada is saying, what permission do you need? Like, this is not permission asking. He didn't say all of that, but he says, yeah, you have my blessings. He said that too. So other person, जो उनके personal servant and assistant, they got very angry. How can you, Prabhupada, how can you allow him like this? You gave him your blessings. This is not set this right standard. Brahmachari, like he should be very strong and this and that, all of that, right? So Prabhupada said, calm down. He's not asking here to ask permission. He's already decided that he wants to get married. If I say no, that will be his fall down. Because if I say no, I know that he will still get married. You understand what I'm saying? That is Prabhupada's vision. He is saying कि अगर मैं अभी ना बोल दूं, ये क्या follow कर पाएगा ये? He doesn't have the capacity to follow it. So I will say yes, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. As a grahastha, at least as a grahastha, then you will follow spirituality, Krishna consciousness. But if I say no right now and he still goes ahead and gets married, what will that be? Avagya, Guru Avagya, and he will fall down. He will not be able to do Krishna. He will not be able to bhakti anymore. Krishna will take that away from him because it's aparad. So now in today's time, the disciples are not careful. Who's careful? Guru. I was there. I got a haircut yesterday. Although I had gotten a haircut 2 weeks before, like 2 weeks before, I got a haircut again. I was with Maharaj the day he was supposed to leave. He looked at my hair. I don't know for what. He looked at my hair like, he was very happy with my like class से पहले उन्होंने मुझे देखा था. So when he saw me in my dhoti kurta, I was wearing a white jacket also. He likes it. He loves it when everything is white. Okay. So he saw me like, oh, very good. He said very good. And then he looked at my hair. He's like, hair is a little fuzzy. He said, hair is a little fuzzy. He looked at me and hair is a little fuzzy. You can get it cut. He said that. And then he thought for a moment. And then he said, of course, if your wife allows. That's what he said. You have to think about it. If your wife allows. So they are very careful of even giving. I have taken up a service as his disciple. He can tell me anything. He can tell me anything, like jump off the building. He can tell me anything, right? For a small little thing as a haircut, for that also they're so considerate and like, if possible, so that even if I don't do it, I don't mera patan na ho. So it's the gurus who are so compassionate and they're the ones who are trying to protect the devotees. इसको तो कुछ नहीं आता, मैं ही protect कर दूंगा इसको. So they're always thinking like this. So ऐसे गुरुओं का जो प्रसाद एक बार पाया नारद मुनि had a prasad just once, right? And he was, because he's a Nitya Siddha. I was talking about the different categories. I'm sorry. Nitya Siddha, and therein we are all Nitya Baddhas. Nitya Baddha. Baddha means condition bound, right? We have always been eternally conditioned. But even in Siddhas, again, there are Nitya Siddhas. Then there is Sadhana Siddha. Then there is Sadhana Siddha. जो नित्य बद्ध है वो नित्य सिद्ध नहीं हो सकते. ये दोनों म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव. ठीक है. नित्य बद्ध नहीं हो सकते बिकॉज नित्य बद्ध जो होते हैं, जो जैसे हम एटर्नली लाइफ टाइम्स आफ्टर लाइफ टाइम्स, मिलियंस ऑफ लाइफ टाइम्स से हम मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में ही है, तो हम नित्य बद्ध हैं. नित्य मतलब एटर्नल, बद्ध मतलब बाउंड, एंटैंगल्ड. नित्य मतलब व्हाट इज नित्य? एटर्नल. सिद्ध मतलब व्हाट? परफेक्ट. So as in they are with the Lord all the time, wherever they are, even in this material world. Is this okay? So how in what ways can the Nitya in what ways can the Nitya Baddhas become they can't become Nitya Siddhas, but they can attain Siddhi. Perfection कर सकते हैं. They can perfect भक्त बन सकते हैं, right? तो in what ways? सिद्धस अलग कैटेगरी. एक नित्य सिद्ध हो गए, वो कभी नित्य बद्ध होते ही नहीं. लेकिन जो नित्य बद्ध होते हैं वो जब सिद्धि करते हैं, किस वे में करते हैं? 2 वेज में. एक है actually many ways में, but I think the main categories are these from what I can remember. One is sadhana siddha. What is it called? Sadhana siddha. So people who do their sadhana nicely, chanting, hearing, reading, service, all of that. साधना करके वो नित्य बद्ध थे, लेकिन वो क्या बने? अब सिद्ध बने. तो they become sadhana siddha, right? And the other category, second category, is what I'm hoping for from the Lord, is that it is called kripa siddha. Yeah. हमें एक्चुअली दोनों चाहिए. हम दोनों कैटेगरी में आते हैं. बट कुछ लोग ऐसे होते हैं जिन्हों के ऊपर भगवान की just like random, like there is no cause. It's called causeless mercy. कोई कॉज ही नहीं है उसका. ऐसा कुछ होना ही नहीं था कि वो कहीं से भक्त बन पाए, लेकिन बन गया. क्यों? भगवान की कहीं ना कहीं रैंडमली कॉजलेस क्या हो गई, उस पर मर्सी हो गई. ये बोलते हैं कृपा सिद्ध. तो हम दोनों में आते हैं, बिकॉज हमने ऐसा कुछ साधना तो करी नहीं है तो जिससे कोई इतनी बड़ी साधना नहीं करी जिससे मेरे को कुछ मिल रहा हो. बट या Yeah, there is Agyat Sukriti. There is some devotees are the ones who actually do something. Pray. If some devotee has prayed for you, Krishna can't do anything. Krishna is like aham bhakta paradhino. Like that's what he says. मैं भक्तों के पराधीन हूँ. कुछ नहीं कर सकता. I can't do anything. My devotee has referred you in. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you do. I don't know that you're qualified or not. But आप मुंबई आ सकते हैं. You can. I don't know who got that reference. It's an Indian Idol reference. Indian Idol में जब कोई select हो जाता है तो वो बोलते हैं आप मुंबई आ सकते हैं. तो I don't know why these random things come in my head. But yeah, so this is Kripa here that they got. Narad Muni, right? Narad Muni got Kripa. He was already Nitya Siddha, but materially दिखाने के लिए कि कुछ तो होना पड़ेगा ना चेंज होने में. तो कुछ लीला होती है. दिस इज द लीला दैट हैपेंड एंड दिस आल्सो ग्लोरिफाइड भक्तस. शुद्ध भक्त की सेवा से ही हमें क्या मिलती है? भक्ति मिलती है, कृपा मिलती है. देयर इज नो अदर वे. तो शुद्ध भक्त की सेवा इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. And taking the remnants of their food by taking their permission, dust from their lotus feet. We don't usually touch like people's feet, but we bow down and we take the dust from their lotus feet. This is something that we do. This is something that really that's why in Vrindavan we really pray to the dust, because one, Krishna has walked, but more than Krishna who's walked, his bhaktas have walked. So वहां पे आप जब भी हम वृंदावन जहाँ हमें लौटना चाहिए, इसको बोलते हैं रज का अभिषेक. वी शुड हमें नहाना चाहिए. हाँ, वहां नहाना चाहिए उससे. रमन रीति में करते हैं ना ऐसा. So purified in the heart at that time, when nature transcendent, become very attracted. This is so rare to become. मुझे भक्त बनना है. ये my, if that becomes my attraction, what an amazing thing, right? Like for example, Yashoda Mai is placed so nicely. Who do we get most attached to in our lives? You're all mothers, right? Our child. So strong the attachment. I'm so scared, you know. Sometimes when I see the attachment in parents, I'm like, भाई, how strong is the attachment? कुछ भी कर देंगे यार. ये तो अपने बच्चों के लिए कुछ भी कर देंगे. They're crazy about their kids, right? And ये अटैचमेंट देख के मुझे थोड़ा डर लगता है. बट बट आई एम लाइक, जस्ट इमेजिन यशोदा माई. उनका तो बेटा ही कौन है? कृष्ण है. क्या प्रॉब्लम है उनको? Naturally we are anyway attached to our kid. Her kid is who? What is the objective of life for everyone to be attached to? What a life. What a life. Actually, she is a eternal associate. Devaki Maiya got it from sadhana. Have a child. And they were very, जब वो मांग रहे थे ना भगवान से, सुतपा एंड वृष्णिगर्भ नाम था उनका पिछले one of the previous births. जब वो मांग रहे थे ना, तो कब they were very, devotees are very courteous, soft hearted. They didn't say, they didn't demand कि आप मेरे पुत्र बन के आओ. नहीं, he just said कि आपके जैसा कोई मेरे पुत्र. तो भगवान के पास क्या चॉइस है? उनके जैसा कौन है? कोई नहीं है. था मुझे आना पड़ेगा. So he knew that he had to come, but Sutapa Vishnigarba basically got it through sadhana. But Yashoda Mai is an eternal associate. She is always the mother of. She's never became the mother of Krishna. She's always the mother of Krishna. Yeah.
Are they into the Nitya Baddha category? No.
They're not in Nitya Baddha category, but they're eternal associates only. But they're high exalted devotees, but they in this material world, right? In the spiritual world, they have their definitely they have their position. But Yashoda Mai never became the mother of God. She was always the mother. She's always the mother of God. Like in Golok Vrindavan, Krishna is always Yashoda's child. There's no birth only. यहाँ पे तो बर्थ का, देयर इज जन्माष्टमी, राइट? देयर इज नो जन्माष्टमी. जन्म लीला है ही नहीं वहां पे. कृष्ण's बाल लीला ओनली इज नॉट देयर इन गोलोक. बाल लीला ही नहीं है वहां पे.
But Prabhu, I was listening to one of the lectures, I think Ambein Prabhu's only. So he was talking about Kal.
Yeah,
And then he was saying that he was asking devotees whether Kal is applicable on Lord or not.
yeah.
So then everyone was confused. If not applicable, then how
How
is it
does he
flowing?
different? Yeah,
That's when he said that even in the Goloka also there are multiple Golokas, and 1 year Krishna is in residing
yeah,
in one
yeah, yeah,
Goloka.
yeah. He's doing that. There, वहाँ पे time is not passing linearly. It's a place. It's like a place. For example, if I want to go from 2010 to 2011, I can't go from 2000. Like I can't go back to 2010. Right? I have to stay in 2025, and ये 2026 पे ही जाएगा. एक ही direction में जाता है. But time, when you get out of time, it becomes like a place. It becomes a part of a space, right? uh, चलो 2023 में चलते हैं. 12 it's like कमरे हैं. It becomes kamre, so it becomes like place where but even in that it is said that Krishna's bal leelas are not happening there. That's why it's very special that in Bhom Vrindavan, that is very special.
What's happening in then a 1 year old where as a 1 year old Krishna resides in.
He's not like he's not residing there. It's always a 16 and a half, or maybe a little Pogand Leela is happening.
This Pagan Leela.
Yeah, Pogand Leela is happening, but Bal Leela is not happening, is what I've heard. If I'm
After
not
5
wrong.
years, Gocharan is
Yeah,
happening.
Gopashtami के बाद and all
But no
that.
Janmashtami.
Yeah, no Janmashtami.
Bal Leela, that's only in
Bhom Vrindavan.
Bhom Vrindavan.
That's why शिवजी जब दौड़ के आते हैं कृष्ण को मिलने के लिए, क्यों मिलना चाहते हैं भगवान को? तो शिवजी तो भगवान को जानते हैं. Like he knows him. Why does he want to see that uh, that roop of him so eagerly? Because he has never seen it. He's never seen it. Anyway, so all of this is happening. Very nature of transit become the nature of transcendentalists become attractive is very very rare. वो बहुत बड़ी चीज है. और यहाँ पे नारद मुनि को it happened like that by the purification through service and prasad. 26 shloka translation says, "O Vyasdev, in that association and by the mercy of those great Vedantists, I could hear them." This is another thing. So in all of this, what is why is Narad Muni telling us this story? Why is Narad Muni telling us? अभी तो उन्होंने बताया भागवतम लिखनी है तुम्हें. After that, immediately why he started telling his story? Yeah, because he wants कि जो मैं जिसके थ्रू गया, जिसके थ्रू मुझे भक्ति मिली, उन लोगों को भी तो वो मौका मिलना चाहिए. अभी मौका नहीं है because you've not written the भागवतम. How will people know about devotees? How will people know about service? How will people know about all of this? If you write something which is dedicatedly written by bhakti, we'll quickly read till 31st and then we'll stop. In that association and by the mercy of those great Vedantists, what did he do? What does it say here? I could hear them. This is very nice. This is very important. First step, hear them. Describe the attractive activities of Lord Krishna. This is why he wants the Bhagavatam to be written. Because otherwise, dedicatedly, in a devotional manner, where will we get to hear? There are Puranas, there are, उसमें बहुत कृष्ण की भी थोड़ी चीजें हैं, विष्णु की भी कुछ चीजें हैं, then some other personalities की भी है, demigods की भी है. It becomes all mixed up. Because the objective of those scriptures is not to give you unalloyed bhakti or pure bhakti, devotional service. That is not the objective, right? And thus, listening attentively, my taste for hearing the personality of the personality of Godhead increased at every step. This is what has to happen to us, and this is how will taste. How will we get the taste to hear about the Lord? Again, सुनने से सुनने का मन करेगा. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you.
Is the recording continuing?
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry to check.
Yeah. We'll see you at the airport.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll come early, Prabhu. We'll come early. Yeah, yeah. नहीं नहीं. When we going for
अच्छा गुरु
हाँ, माता जी बिल्कुल तभी इमीडिएटली डिस्कनेक्ट हो जाती हैं. ये वाला वो, मेरा नहीं है. And thus, listening attentively, my taste for hearing of the personality order increased at every step. This is what has to happen for us. Taste has to increase, and it will only increase. There's no other way. Srila Prabhupada, and this applies to all aspects of bhakti. Krishna's एक बार Srila Prabhupada was there, Giriraj Maharaj was there. I think it was him or Brahmananda Prabhu. I don't know, but he basically says everybody is bowing down to you. आपको दंडवत कर रहे हैं सब लोग. मेरा मन नहीं करता. He was very challenging में नहीं बोल. He was not challenging. He was very genuinely sharing his heart. कि I don't feel like bowing down. It's not in their culture, right? Like bowing down to someone is unnatural to them. Bowing down to you doesn't come naturally to me. What should I do? Like you bow down. If you bow down, you'll start feeling like bowing down. Bas. You understand? He said that to him. He wouldn't have said that to other people, someone who's challenging this, that. But he said that to him. Because he was genuinely saying कि मुझे नहीं आ रहा है, तो मैं क्या करूं कि आए. तो what is the solution? कि आप चाहते हो ना आए. अगर आप चाहते हो आए, then what do you have to do? मन नहीं कर रहा है, तब भी you have to do it. If you do it, you feel like doing it. Right? 27th. Oh great sage, as soon as I got taste for personality of Godhead, my attention to hear of the Lord was unflinching. Here he is saying that first I did not have. I started hearing. I served first. I served the devotees. Can you see the full, process? He first served the devotees. Once he served the devotees, he got a chance to hear. Once he got a chance to hear and started hearing more and more, he got a taste of hearing. Once he got a taste for hearing, then his attention was unflinching. We can't expect our attention to be unflinching right now at this stage and say कि नहीं मेरा तो ध्यान ही नहीं लगता तो मैं नहीं सुनूंगा या सुनूंगी. I don't hear because I don't listen to it. Narad Muni is saying that comes after taste, and a taste comes after hearing again and again, and hearing ka mauka comes when I serve the devotees. This is the whole process, right? And as my taste developed, I could realize that it was only in my ignorance that I had accepted gross and subtle coverings. Now he has realized himself as a soul. This was my ignorance. Wo, he's basically saying that just by hearing about the Lord, you don't have to do much science, much this, much that. What is ye? What is wo? You just hear about the Lord with taste, and usi se your realization comes that I'm a soul. I'm not this body. I'm a. So that comes automatically. It's a side product, byproduct. For both the Lord and I are transcendental. Sat and Chit has already happened. Already happened just by hearing. No yoga, no this, no none of that. Done. Right? 28th. Thus, during the two seasons, the rainy season and autumn, I had the opportunity to hear these great souled sages constantly chant the unadulterated glories of the Lord Hari. As the flow of my devotional service began, the coverings of the mode of passion and ignorance vanished. मेरे तमोगुण और रजोगुण खत्म हो गए. खत्म हो गए. और ये यहाँ पे स्पेशली ही टेक्स द नेम हरि, बिकॉज हरि का मतलब है जो हरते हैं. Who takes away your ignorance, who takes away, he has to take away. You can't do anything. You can't say that I will overcome my rajogun, I will overcome my tamogun. That'll never happen. आपको आप बहुत सोते हो, आप जल्दी उठ नहीं पाते हो, क्या करो? भागवतम सुनो. आप गुस्सा आता है आपको, आप बहुत इजीली रोने लग जाते हो, क्या करो? भागवतम सुनो, चैंटिंग करो. Like this is the ultimate answer to everything, because all of it is coming from the modes, all of it is coming from the ignorance that I am this body, I am not the soul. And by just hearing, what will happen? मैं उससे ऊपर उठ जाऊंगा. हाँ, practically I will have to put some effort there, here and there, but just by putting that effort I will never be successful. By doing this, the internal cleansing will happen. My modes will, I will get elevated in my modes. Any questions here? Is okay? Okay. As the flow of my devotion began, this coverings of modes of passion and ignorance vanished. 29th. I was very much attached to those sages. This is such an important point. People say that sometimes people might see our altars and may think कि भगवान तो ठीक है, ये humans कौन है on the altar. People don't like it when there are humans being worshipped, right? um, but here he's saying, who is he very attached to? Sages. In spirituality, what are we usually told to do? Be detached. Detachment is something, vairagya, right? Knowledge and knowledge and detachment are something that we are supposed to develop in our heart. But what is he saying? What is Narad Muni saying? I was very attached to those
Sages.
How is this good? He's getting attached to not just the Lord, he is getting attached to some people, some human beings. How is this attachment good for his spirituality?
नेक्स्ट टाइम है ना कि उन्होंने सेवा से मेरे सारे पाप नष्ट हो गए.
How gentle behavior, all my sins were eradicated in service. ठीक है, सर्विस करी आपने, अटैच भी तो हो गए आप किसी से. They're Siddh. So what? But I'm still getting attached to some human beings. Yeah. The center of their attachment. What is the center? Why is he getting attached to them? Because because they did something, like compliment दिया उनको, नारद मुनि आप तो बहुत सुंदर हो. Like, did the rishis do that? Is that the किया भी होगा? तो is that the reason why? Yeah. The reason for the attachment is very important. Attachment is not the problem. What is the reason for the attachment? मेरे बेटे हैं, मेरे पुत्र हैं. The putra and putri are not are not the center. Who's the center? Me, my putra. If you actually love kids or children or anything, like, love all of them in the world. There are so many. Love all of them equally. Can we? We can't. It's impossible. It's impractical. It's not something that we are aspiring to do. If I actually have to love everybody, then I have to develop my love with Krishna. Then only I will love everybody also, because I love at least on the level of the soul. कि ये मेरा भाई है. This is also my sibling only, right? Part and parcel. I was very much attached. So that is the reason why we have. It is very important to get attached to spiritual personalities, because Krishna we can't perceive right now. Krishna we can't perceive right now, and we can only serve someone with love when we are attached to them. But what we have to be careful about, ki what is the reason for my attachment. Even gurus ke sath, sometimes with people have many gurus are cheaters also, right? And people are really given their lives, really. I'm not kidding, right? Like this Osho and all these people who really cheated people, right? And people have given their lives, genuinely given their lives. पूरा उनका wealth दिया, this दिया, जान दे दी, like have given everything, dedicated their whole lives. They're also very attached to their gurus, right? But they got cheated. Even they admit it or they not admit it, that's a different thing. But they got cheated. Why did they get cheated? What is he promising? What is the guru promising? Perfection of life. Is that person giving that person perfection of life? Is that person freeing this person of birth and death? Then that is cheating. Because a guru is a guru only when they can do that for a guru, a parent, a raja, a teacher. ये सबका एक ही रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कि उनके जो डिपेंडेंट्स हैं, प्रजा है या प्रजनन है, which is their kids, क्या आप इनको बर्थ एंड डेथ के साइकिल से फ्री कर पाओगे? Only then you should become a parent, you should become a guru, you should become a raja, and you should become a teacher. That's what the shastras say. That is the level. That is what the level is. वो ले ना ले, वो उनकी free will है. We can't force them, but at least that conducive environment बनाना मेरा कर्तव्य है. So, but we have to be attached. If you're not attached to our spiritual masters, if you don't even know them, if you don't get attached to them, their qualities, then how will we serve them with love? मैं अपने गुरु की सेवा प्रेम से मैं कैसे कर पाऊंगा? ये दिस इज माय ट्रेनिंग ग्राउंड बाय द वे। गोलोक में मुझे किसकी सेवा करनी है? भगवान के भक्तों की सेवा करनी है, वहां पे भी प्रेममय सेवा करनी है, विद लव, राइट? दिस इज माय ट्रेनिंग ग्राउंड. Krishna sends his representative that okay, here practice, do the practice here. If your practice is perfected, then you come, because Krishna doesn't want Golok to be corrupted. गोलोक में हमारे जैसे डिफेक्टिव पीस आ गए तो गोलोक का माहौल खराब हो जाएगा ना. गोलोक का माहौल कांट भी खराब. गोलोक हैज टू बी परफेक्ट. देयर वन पर एक सब कृष्ण की सेवा कर रहे हैं एंड एक पर्सन बैठा है दूसरों के साथ चुगली कर रहा है. ये भगवान की क्यों हो रही है ऐसे? हाँ हाँ, तो खराब कर दिया माहौल. एवरी जो एक्चुअली भक्त है वहां पे उनके लिए भी खराब कर दिया ना माहौल. तो गोलोक इज क्वालिटी चेक में 100%. दैट्स व्हाई दुर्गा देवी सिटिंग कि शी विल टेस्ट अस 100%. एक बार, दो बार, तीन बार टेस्ट करती रहेंगी वो कि भैया जब पूरी तरह भक्त कोई बन जाएगा 100%, तब मैं आगे उसको कहाँ भेजूंगी, इस धराधाम से फिर मैं आगे भेजने. दैट इज दुर्गा माँ.
अगर हमारे सामने वो हो रही होती ना, रिफ्लेक्ट हो रही होती, तो ये इतना अच्छा सीन चल रहा होता ना.
आई एम नॉट किडिंग.
इजी हो जाता.
दुर्गा माँ इज द जेलर. दुर्गा माँ इज द जेलर. वो नहीं जाने देंगी किसी को. अगर छोटे क्लेश मात्र भी हमारे हृदय में भौतिक आसक्ति है, नहीं जाने देंगी. she'll recognize it in our heart, Durga Ma, and send some kind of प्रलोभन कि अच्छा ये है ना तुम्हारी अटैचमेंट, ये. Now if you pass that test, then feel, oh, this person passed it, please go. That's her seva. That Maya Devi is Durga Ma. That's her seva. Prabhupada calls it a thankless job. That we all say Maya से दूर रहो, Maya से दूर रहो, but she's doing it as service. वो तो सेवा की तरह कर रही है ना, बहन है भगवान की. So last two shlokas are there, but we have to be attached to the devotees of the Lord. हमें अटैचमेंट करनी है, बट किससे करनी है? भगवान के भक्तों से. क्यों करनी है? बिकॉज वो भक्त है, मेरे को पसंद है, मेरा ये है, मैं नहीं हो सकता हूँ सेंटर. बिकॉज वो भगवान की सेवा करते हैं. दैट इज द रीजन आई लाइक देम. मेरे से कोई रिलेशन नहीं होना चाहिए उसका. I can't think, oh, my guru will now see my seva, appreciate me, say this. No, this is the reason why we read Prabhupada's biographies, to see how the devotees dealt with him, behaved with him, and how he dealt with them. It's not that always Prabhupada was praising his disciples. No, कभी कभी जब प्रेज वर्ती भी होते थे, नहीं करते थे, ignore. But what did the disciples do? Am I here for a praise? आई एम नॉट हियर फॉर प्रेज. मुझे तो मैं इनसे अटैचमेंट है, इनकी मेरे से है नहीं, डजंट मैटर. अरे इन्होंने जो काम करना था वो तो कर ही लिया ना. मेरे सारे जो कर्म है सब हर के मुझे भगवान से कनेक्ट किया. अगर आफ्टर दैट मोमेंट, इवन इफ दैट पर्सन डजंट डू एनीथिंग फॉर मी, स्टिल आई शुड बी इंडेटेड टू देम माय फुल लाइफ. यस और नो? बट स्टिल आई विल स्टिल लुक कि नहीं, मेरे को बोल यार मेरे गुरु ना मुझे अटेंशन ही नहीं देते हैं. अरे तू कौन है भाई? हु आर यू? He will give attention to Krishna and Krishna's service and Krishna's disciples in the preaching. Are you helping in that? If you're helping, you will get attention. Because a guru and a disciple is not a personal relationship. It is a personal relationship, but the center is who? Krishna, Krishna's service. And if you're actually doing it, आपको मिलने की भी नहीं जरूरत है. Even if you're away from your guru, but you're serving your guru very nicely, attached way में, then you will feel his presence. You will feel his presence. That is the secret. That is the secret, right? So I'm going to just quickly read but this point is very important. Attachment to the devotees of the Lord is very important, because without that we'll not serve them. Without serving them, Krishna's be like, okay, आप मेरे भक्तों को ही serve नहीं करे, मुझे क्या serve करोगे, right? 38th shloka. As they were leaving, those bhakti Vedantas who are very kind to poor-hearted souls instructed me in the most confidential subject, which was instructed by personality of God himself. He got personal instructions also from them. पढ़ाई भी करी उन्होंने उनके निर्देशन में. I'm just gonna check. Yeah, 31. Last shloka for the day. By that confidential knowledge, I could understand clearly the influence of the energy of Lord Shri Krishna, the creator, maintainer, and annihilator of everything. By knowing that, one can return to him and personally meet him. Personally meet him. Yena gachanti tatpadam. They go to the lotus feet of the Lord. This is what we have to do, and it's very simple, right? He's basically saying कि भगवान के भक्तों की सेवा करो. सेवा करने से आपको सुनने का मौका मिलेगा. सुनने का जब मौका मिलेगा तो आपको क्या करना है? मौके को छोड़ना नहीं है, मौके को उठाना है. और मौके को अगर आपने उठाया तो आपका टेस्ट सुनने में बनेगा. सुनने में टेस्ट बनेगा तो आपकी अटेंशन अनफ्लिंचिंगली भगवान पे आएगी. अनफ्लिंचिंग भगवान पे आपकी अटेंशन आएगी तो आपके जो सारे all of those three modes, उसमें especially rajas and tamas will vanish, and once that is vanished you see everybody as a soul, yourself as a soul, and you will see that Krishna and you are related. Once you have that relation sambandha established, you do abhideya, you hear again from these people instructions, apply it in your lives, abhideya, and then after abhideya, abhideya मतलब process, संबंध समझ में आ गया, उसके बाद अभिधेय करोगे आप तो क्या होगा? वन कैन रिटर्न टू हिम पर्सनली मीट. दैट इज आवर प्रयोजन. हृदय में भगवान का प्रेम आएगा. दैट इज मीटिंग कृष्णा ओनली. This is the whole process. This can take lifetimes for what it took Narad Muni just months, but he's Narad Muni. इसके बाद अभी नारद मुनि बने नहीं है, अभी दासी पुत्र ही है. इसके बाद he will still do his material. उनकी माँ है उनके साथ, तो उनकी माँ जब तक है उनके साथ, he didn't leave. उनको पूरा ये भगवान से अब मिल लिए भाई वो. अब उनको कोई चेष्टा ही नहीं रही in this material world, right? He didn't want anything to do with this material world, but he didn't leave because उनके साथ उनकी माँ थी. तो he did service to his mother also, because of his mother he got this life, and he was indebted like that, and he served his mother. And one day, I don't know what to say, the Lord made it happen or what, but a snake bit the mother, and the mother passed away, and he's like, बस अब मेरी ड्यूटी खत्म, I have done my duties, I'm gonna go north. he तपस्या करते हैं, तपस्या करने के बाद इस लाइफ को वो खत्म करते हैं, and the next life he comes as is in his नित्य स्वरूप, which is as Narad Muni. Yeah. So that is how Narad Muni is inspiring all of us, inspiring Ved Vyas that this is the reason why Bhagavatam की जरूरत है, क्योंकि इसको सुनने से ये सब जो मेरे साथ हुआ वो हो सकता है किसके साथ? कलयुग के प्रोडक्ट्स के साथ. तो जस्ट इमेजिन, जो नारद मुनि को इतने जस्ट इन सम डेज हो गया, हमें भी वी कैन गो थ्रू द सेम थिंग जस्ट बाय बीइंग इन टच विद द भागवतम एंड इट्स प्रोसेस, द टेनेट्स, एंड भगवान के भक्तों के साथ अगर हम रहें तो वी कैन आल्सो डू दिस वेरी इजीली, नो प्रॉब्लम.
कभी-कभी मुझे बड़ा स्ट्रेस हो जाता है कि मतलब when he's saying कि सबके लिए प्रेम भाव, मतलब
Yeah,
sounds so difficult.
it's difficult Madhuri, but it is कुछ it is possible, and it is इसका कोई तोड़ नहीं है. अगर आप दैट्स वाई हमारा जो चांटिंग का वो है माता जी, त्रिनादपि सुनीचे न तरोरपि सहिष्णुना मानी न माने न कीर्तनीय सदा हरि. अगर हमें कीर्तनीय सदा हरि करना है, कीर्तन करना है, अपने हृदय में भगवान को याद रखना है पूरे टाइम, तो हमें सहिष्णु बनना पड़ेगा. अपमान सहने पड़ेंगे, बहुत मुश्किल है. अपमान सहने पड़ेंगे, अपमान सहने ही नहीं पड़ेंगे, अपमान सह के दूसरों को क्या देना पड़ेगा? मान देना पड़ेगा. एंड दैट मेक्स अ हार्ट. अगर लेकिन आप करके देखना माता जी, मैंने एक दो बार किया है, एक दो बार, तो इट उस टाइम पे आप यू इमीडिएटली फील योर हार्ट सॉफ्टनिंग. दैट आउटर हार्ड शेल जो कवरिंग है, टीन का डब्बा जिसमें मेरा हृदय है, वो क्रैक होता है. इट क्रैक्स. इफ यू वांट टू डू, यू डू बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन माता जी, बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन दो, ऐसा ईगो खत्म होगा ना माता जी, ऐसा. हाँ, that's not personal, but it's still difficult. Yeah.
What she's talking about is very different.
That is very different. ये दोनों करने पड़ेंगे माता जी. It helps, but जो on a daily basis, we have to be extremely kind to people. If you're kind to people, our heart will melt. This is our lifelong goal, माता lifelong. Life है हमारे पास. आपके पास कितना है, मेरे पास कितना है, ये मैं गारंटी नहीं दे सकता हूँ, लेकिन लाइफ है. We have this life. And it's beautiful. Being kind. हम इतने sad क्यों दिख रहे हैं? We are saying दूसरे के साथ हमें kind होना है. like, kind होना पड़ेगा क्या? मुश्किल पता है. बट देखो, आप सोच के देखो कितनी अजीब बात है, राइट? लाइक वी आर सेइंग सबको मान देना पड़ेगा, सबको काइंड होना पड़ेगा. like, मान देना पड़ेगा, काइंड होना पड़ेगा. या
doesn't need to be कि हर एक के साथ आपकी चलती हो.
नहीं होती, नहीं.
So you can
avoid, yeah.
to be that you give.
The whole idea is कि आप मैं से लड़ूं कि ना लड़ूं. ना लड़ो, दूर हो जाओ, कोई बात नहीं, दूर हो जाओ. नहीं बनेगी सबके साथ. You will not be able to make everyone happy. That is 100% true, 100%. But you have to choose your battles. अरे you battle with your own mind, no first. Why are you spending so much time battling with other people? If you do, some कहीं अनबन हो रही है, छोड़ दो उसको कि नहीं अभी नहीं ठीक हो रहा. You want some help from me, you tell me, I'll help you. But right now conflict हो रहा है. Conflict I can't do. I don't have time. I have other conflicts to do. Prioritize your conflicts. That will make a big difference. Anyway, I think we are running late, so I'm going to stop here. Thank you so much for joining in on this Sunday morning. And next Sunday we're not here. So Wednesday we have combined class. Yeah, because we're not here on
Thursday. So do you want to do it on Tuesday?
no. I'm
Late, no?
we're leaving Thursday night evening. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone. जो join किया ऋतु माता जी, मेघा माता जी, thank you for joining in. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.